Peter's lecture was unexpected in really fantastic ways. It was unlike any other theatrical experience I've been able to bring in, and unlike any other perspective that has been brought.
I thought that he was pretty funny in the way that he said what you expected him to say, and I said, okay, now forget that.
The audition is not really the most important part of your career. The interview is.
This was an absolutely amazing experience for our program, for our coaches, for our athletes, and our parents all alike.
So this was Peter's third time back up here in Canada to Jam School. We're very happy to have him up here again.
This was absolutely critical for so many of my kids.
I feel like it helped me in this aspect and also in life, like in general.
Sure, when you walk in the room, you hope they like you. But before you walk in the room, you have the ability to do something to make them like you.
I thought it was really important stuff for them to hear, especially at the point in their lives that they're in.
Thanks for saying things that we as educators say.
Some things that I didn't know, so it was good for me too.
You can't be real. You can't make us pick you if you don't like you.
We always love having Peter come out to talk to the kids. They start to feel okay with just being who they are.
If it doesn't become a habit to have a big protein-centered breakfast and green vegetables throughout the day and very little sugar, if these are not habits, you're never going to have enough energy or the appearance to convince enough of us to pick you.
Some of the things like the eating healthy are things that obviously I say a lot, but to hear it in a way that Peter mentioned it really, I think, hit it home for her.
When you have a boyfriend or girlfriend, you can't help it. When you're young, you don't need other things as much.
My daughter heard things that typically come out of my mouth, but instead they came out of Peter's mouth, and she received them wholeheartedly.
So much was pulled out of my students that I've seen over the past 2 years. Peter was able to see it in a matter of seconds.
Well, I think you're strong. I think you're independent. A little bit of an attitude, probably based on a lot of sensitivity that you managed to hide most of the time.
He's psychic too. Yeah. It's powerful.
The problem is that all these talented people cannot figure out how to get hired. It tends to be the same 10% that get most of the jobs, the same 90% that don't. There's something different about that 10%.
I think that she realized the reality, so what she really needs to be doing.
Ignore people who tell you that there's so much competition, so much rejection in the performing arts. You need something more realistic and practical to fall back on.
This wasn't just about theater, it was life advice for the kids. He spoke to the kids at an adult level.
I met Peter 15 years ago when I was a student at a dance studio. It gives us a chance to realize that our fears do hold us back.
And don't base your important decisions on fear.
He's a brilliant man, and he brings the brilliance to the kids.
I have heard his name through the grapevine, being involved with theater. Having worked as a professional actor in the past, his advice was very, very beneficial.
I gained a lot of knowledge from it, and hopefully I can use it in the future. My mom made me do it. I'm glad she did. First time, glad she made me do something.
Enjoy Peter in your town. He has wonderful things to say.
I'm just chilling. Sorry.